A movie about a ballerina vampire. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, Kernels, to another video. Last night I went and saw Abigail, and I have a lot of great things to say about the movie, but real quick, before we dive into this movie, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing so you don't miss a single review or reaction like this one. And let's dive in. The movie centers around this group of criminals who decide to kidnap this 12-year-old girl from her father in exchange for ransom money. Of course, it goes terribly wrong when they learn that she is actually a vampire and that she's kind of constructed the whole thing so that she could be abducted, and now they have to survive 24 hours with her or else, you know, they die. So going into this, I did not know that Matt Bettinelli was directing this. And it makes a lot more sense now because as someone who is a massive fan of Scream 5 and Scream 6, it definitely has that vibe, like that comedy horror element to it. I thought the cast was really great here with, you know, Catherine Newton, and just a lot, like, there was a lot of just weird characters in this movie that you wouldn't expect to work well together, but they definitely do. They definitely do. There's this one part of the movie where you get to learn just how twisted these guys are, whether it's like doing this like one terrible thing or robbing people, like all these crimes that they've committed or just bad things that they've done. And the little girl is actually the one revealing it all to them because she's like, she knows their background. And I think it was a pretty good scene, just like funny wise, because she's like this little girl revealing all this stuff. But it's also like, oh wow, these people aren't good people. To go with that, I thought it was pretty funny how the movie like portrayed these guys as like the heroes in a way, but they just kidnapped a child. So, I don't know, I thought that was pretty funny. The one thing I did not know going into this is, you could see it in the trailer that she, you know, she moves like a ballerina and she does like these jumps and stuff, but she has some fantastic dialogue. There's a moment when she just full on goes sass mode and like she starts like insulting them. She starts like roasting them about things that they've done. And it's really funny. Like, I don't know the actress who played her, but she did a really good job. There was a moment when they're fighting Abigail. Now, keep in mind, she can like float. So to get her down to the ground so that they can, you know, try to take her out, Kevin Durand's character fully like sacks her, like just full on tackles her to the ground. And I believe she like breaks her neck or something, but because she's a vampire, it doesn't really do much, it just instantly heals. But it was the funniest thing watching this, you know, this muscular man body like a 12-year-old girl into the ground, because it just came out of nowhere, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So there is this one guy who used to be like an ex-investigative cop kinda, and he ends up, he has like this whole thing throughout the movie where he's like a control freak and he like loves power, right? Well, at the end of the movie, he ends up getting turned like into a vampire. And that's really cool because he then, like, they switch the main villain from Abigail to him, because then Abigail and Joey team up and try to take him down, and she actually ends up letting Joey leave because of this kind of like whole thing where the reason like they brought her in was because she like left her son, and Abigail wanted to like kind of, I guess, give her a chance to like make that up to her son. It was this whole like thing that they kind of did. It was weird. The one other thing I do want to talk about is that this is just how you properly do a horror comedy movie. For me, I you know, love the Scream series, and I think they do a fantastic job. I love capturing those like great comedic moments, like for example, that little girl like saying all those weird wacky lines, you know, for being this like innocent ballerina zombie, you know, not zombie, vampire girl. But I love that it can also match with like the horror, because when I tell you there is a lot of blood in this movie, there is almost too much blood in this movie. Like, it's actually a lot, because when the sun hits the vampires, they'll like full on explode. Just like, oh, here's a little bit of blood. No, dude, they are like soaked in blood. And it's pretty gory. So just know that going in. But overall, I had a really good time with this. I believe I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. Again, I'll have that down in the description below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and, you know, if you're kind of trying to decide if you're going to go see this or the other movie review that I'm going to be putting out, which is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, I would definitely go recommend seeing Abigail first, as it was my favorite out of the two. So until next time, guys, peace.